What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy. Welcome back to another FPL preview where we look ahead to the next game week and say, yeah, I'm going to bring them in, basically. And that's it. We've got goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders and strikers, as well as the fantasy soap picks for this week. And twice in a row now, I've picked up some winnings on the dream team. I'm hoping to make it 3 in a row with my selection this week. We are going to kick things off though, as always, with the goalkeepers. My picks in goal this week, we've got Kurtyoy, Pope, De Gea and Ryan. Kurtyoy comes in. They've got an away game against West Brom. I feel like this could be a clean sheet. It will be tough, but I feel like it's going to be a clean sheet. The three at the back of Chelsea should be capable enough of dealing with whatever West Brom can throw at them. The other big name keeper is David De Gea at 5.7. Maybe getting a bit too costly for a goalkeeper, but he's playing at home to a Newcastle side that I don't see doing much damage to the United back line. The cheaper options we also got there is Pope and Ryan, both 4.5. Pope for Burnley. He's playing home against Swansea. Swansea away from home have not been too good, so I feel like it could be a clean sheet there, even a 0-0. Who knows? And then Ryan as well for Brighton. This is the toughest of the four. Could be a few save points in there, but a clean sheet could be on his way. Monday Night Football against Stoke. Next up we have the Dream Team picks. This is where you get to pick a fantasy 11 aside. Whoever scores the most fantasy Premier League points effectively wins. But in between 6 we've got Kurtyoy. I do feel like it's the safest bet. Maybe a bit risky, but I'm going with him nonetheless. Back 3, Walker, Valencia and Ward. I see the Burnley clean sheet there, and Ward could get some attacking potential there if they're going to score. You also got Valencia, easy clean sheet, maybe some attacking points with an attacking right back coming up, and Walker as well. Man City, you know, they could concede. I don't think they will, but they could concede, and I feel like Walker could be getting them attacking points, so very, very good going forward is Kyle Walker. Midfield 4. There's quite a few, quite a few weekend teams. Burnley, Brighton and Watford all feature. We've got Hazard, Sane, Gross and Richarlison. Hazard because if anyone's going to be needing the tricks and going to be able to unlock a really sturdy West Brom defence, personally Hazard is the way to go. You also got Leroy Sane. He's definitely a player you should be considering, and he's effectively the furthest player forward. He's a striker, and when Jesus might not play, Aguero's got his unknown illness, Sane could be the safe bet and the way to go. And you got Gross and Richarlison. Gross because I see Brighton doing well against Stoke, scoring a couple of goals, and I think it'll go through him. He's had a fantastic start, like I said at the start of the season. And Richarlison's another one, home against West Ham. You got to think he's bound to win. He's bound to get some points, isn't he? And up front, I've got Morata, Jesus, and Murray. Murray comes in again, home against Stoke, so same reason as Gross, really in decent form. Jesus comes in because I feel like he might be playing ahead of Aguero. And if not, he comes off the bench and still have an impact. And up front, you've got Morata because I feel like again could be the one. He did it against Manchester United. He could do it again against West Brom. And my captain this week is Gross because I feel like he could be a good point scorer and a bit of a differential. Moving on to the defenders, we've got Alonso, Loughton, Smalling, Duffy, Daniels and Walker. Alonso is an interesting one because you'd think, in form-wise, Aspilicueta's doing brilliant, but for point 1, you get the attacking fullback that is bound, or wing-back that is bound to do some damage. So, for me, Alonso could be a better bet if you haven't already got Aspilicueta. If you've got Aspilicueta like me, stay with him, he's doing well, no point transferring him out just yet. Loughton is 4.5 along with Duffy is 4.5. Burnley and Brighton we went over in the previous round of goalkeepers. They both should be looking to get clean sheets this week. Smalling at 5.3. Phil Jones is looking like he's going to miss it, so I feel like Chris Smalling is a safe bet, and a 5.3 million could be a cheap option for Man United defenders this week. You also got Daniels at 4.8. Born for an interesting one. Face off against Huddersfield. They are at home against Huddersfield. And Daniels has got a really good attacking mind in him. Could be also getting a clean sheet, so could be a good week from him. And finally, as I put him into the team, I thought I'd have Walker there. You know, away game against Leicester could be tough, but Walker is going to bomb forward. Everyone's going to bomb forward, and those assists could be vital in the win, for Manchester City, and also some FPL teams if you've got him in there. Next up, we've got Fancy Totes 5A side, where they've got a few featured fixtures, and basically you pick your 5A side for any of them. Blatantly, you know, it's North London derby, so I'm going to go with Benny versus Newcastle. Not really. I'm definitely going for it. But in the 26, you've got Cech. In the back, you've got Kolasinac, the two midfielders. I've got Sanchez and Eriksen, and up front, Harry Kane. And I think there's going to be goals in this one. So I didn't want to go anywhere more than just the couple of defenders that you have to have. Cech get a few save points. Kolasinac could go forward quite well, and the roulette of Tottenham defenders, you just don't know what's going to happen. Sanchez has to be in midfield because he's a dynamite player and could be really, really good to have. Eriksen, 3 goals for Denmark against the Republic of Ireland, and he's thinking more like a striker, he says, having more shots, so that is positive for us. And Harry Kane, because he does love North London derby, doesn't it? I think that team could be on to a winner. Moving on to midfielders, we've got a couple of Stephen Colkers in there this year. We've got Hazard, Gross, Sane, Mahrez, Richarlison, and Zaha. Interesting picks there. Starting off, Hazard. I think he comes in 10.6. Really, really good looking player for this week. I think if anyone's going to break down the West Brom defence, it's going to be sitting back deep. He's got the magic, the trickery, the flair, the skills to do it all by himself. And he also got a couple of players to help him, so he could get a few assists as well. Who knows? Or get a assist from them, so you never know. But you've also got Gross there, Bryson at home to Stoke. I feel like if they are going to score goals, it'll be through him or through Murray, who I'll go on to in a sec. But Gross is definitely one to be looking out for. Sane is a Man City player, basically a striker, 8.9. If you got him at 8.2, now he's 8.9, fantastic. I think I got him at 8.4. So it's one below his starting price, which I'm quite impressed with myself. But Sane is definitely worth having. There's a reason he's one of the most expensive players, or one of the most rising players for Man City, because he is worth every penny. And interestingly, I've gone with Mahrez as well. Now I put Walker in there because he could get a clean sheet, maybe attacking potential. A bit of a risk on my part on the dream team, and also just because he can attack well. But if Leicester are to break a team down and win, I feel like Mahrez has got the skill to do it by himself. We saw last time away at the Etihad in the title-winning season, he ripped them apart, and the defence hasn't changed too much since then. A couple of pacey fullbacks, same team, so could be interesting. You also got Richarlison and Zaha. Watford face off against West Ham at home. Definitely points in there. And Zaha, Crystal Palace face off against Everton, team that is struggling, so definitely points there. And now it's time for the star club and star player. I'm going with Chelsea and Hazard, and they are guaranteed pots to be won, so definitely get your bets in on these two. But Chelsea, because I feel like you can get, in my eyes, a clean sheet, couple of goals, and they're going to be playing a lot of defenders, so it's a good way to get bolster points up. Also, if any of the defenders getting on the action, I'd like to get more points. That's Aspilicueta. And also, my player being Hazard, I've said before, I feel like he's going to have a good game week, and put in money where my mouth is here and saying Hazard, I feel like it's going to be getting star player for most points in the entire game week. Ignore the fact I captained Gross. I feel like that's just a safe bet. I feel like Hazard is going to destroy things this week. And lastly, we have the attackers, and we have got 5 of the best, hopefully. Rashford, Murray, Jesus, Morata and Vardy all come in. Manchester United player for the first time since Smalling. No midfielders because they're not good. I can't pick one out for you. Sorry, Mkhitaryan maybe, but he's been rubbish. Right, so let's have a look at his stats. He's got no goal or assist since game week 5 against Everton. Not good. There's a reason why I didn't pick him. I didn't realise it was that bad. But Rashford comes in 7.6. Not Lukaku, but Rashford could be an interesting player to bring in. And I feel like he's had a good international break. Not as good as it could be with 2-0 nils. And Rashford's definitely going to be one to look out for this coming game week. We've also got Murray 5.8 in the goals at the moment, in decent form, and you know, if they're going to get goals, it's going to go through him or through Gross or through both. So Murray is definitely one to look out for. Jesus comes in. Obviously Aguero's mystery illness is going to be one that's on the minds of FPL players, but Jesus, I think even if he starts or comes off the bench or starts with Aguero, he's going to be in the goals. So Jesus for me, 10.5, good option to bring in this week. Got Morata at 10.3 as well. He's going to be a you know, maybe a player that might blank, but I feel like Chelsea are going to get a couple of goals, clean sheet. Morata statistically has to be in one of them. So goal or assist, he'll get some attacking returns. And also got Vardy. Interesting as well, I've gone with Man City and Leicester again, but Leicester on the break could be devastating if they go back to their old ways. And I feel like with Vardy there, the pace could really hurt Man City on the counter. And as I said, the defence hasn't changed much, so Vardy could be into a winner here. And that happens to be that for this video. Hope you've enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know. All of you, let me know. Every single one, even you. Don't like that. In the comments down below, who out of the players I've suggested are you going to be bringing in? And is there anyone I've missed? Let me know all that in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.